Welcome back. Many of us in the industry have been, anxiously awaiting the release of the HECM Mortgage-Backed Security 2.0 or HMBS 2.0 because it is critical for our issuers of HECM mortgage-backed securities, lenders that are issuing securities, to have some protection from any potential liquidity crisis. So recently, Reverse Mortgage Daily did an update and also got some comments from Finance of America's CEO. RMD reports on Housing Wire that Finance of America, in an earnings call, which was held in early March, shed a little bit of light on the progress of this much-needed update to Ginnie Mae's HMBS program, which was underway prior to the election of President Donald Trump. During the earnings call, Finance of America CEO Grant Fleming said the following: "The latest update I have for you is that Ginnie Mae continued to make progress on the operational side relative to the implementation of HMBS 2.0. They haven't yet communicated an effective date, although, based on our last conversation with them, as soon as they have the appointees in place, they do expect this to move forward." And that's really important. Let's talk about nominees. So we have no nomination yet for the future president of Ginnie Mae. None has been announced to date, but that key vacancy likely has to be filled before Ginnie Mae can issue and launch the HMBS 2.0 program. Now, appointments aside, staffing issues also loom over Ginnie Mae's day-to-day operations, which may further delay the release of the new securities program, again designed to ease liquidity stresses on reverse mortgage lenders who are issuing HECM mortgage-backed securities. Housing Wire reports that Ted Tozer, who was Ginnie Mae's president during the Obama administration, suggested that the agency was already facing staffing shortages due to a wave of previous and impending retirements. We call that attrition. And Tozer described Ginnie Mae as consistently under-resourced. Now you have the pressure of DOGE, or the Department of Government Efficiency. Also, analysts at NewView Advisors, who measure reverse mortgage performance data, especially in the secondary market, have previously described the importance of HMBS 2.0's timely implementation. NewView partner Micah McCulley characterized the early 2025 HMBS issuance market as generally healthy, but he added that HMBS 2.0 could almost double current issuance levels upon implementation, and that would be a positive development for our industry. We will keep you apprised of any developments as they come into us here and bring those to you in a future podcast episode. This next segment brings me no joy to bring to you, but nonetheless, we want to at least pay respects to two reverse mortgage professionals that we recently lost, and it was announced on NORMLA's website. We also saw it on the news wires with Housing Wire and Reverse Mortgage Daily that we lost Jerry Wagner, who was the founder of IBIS Software. Now, he was best known for his HECM calculator, NORMLA noted in their Memoriam, and he was also a technology pioneer. He started his software company in 1995, which is very impressive, and he licensed many online software products, including the Reverse Mortgage Analyst, the Reverse Mortgage Quick Quote, and Reverse Mortgage Originator. Now, keep in mind, these were the very first non-HUD software that would allow one to generate a reverse mortgage proposal and disclosures. So just an amazing feat. Now, if you consider Jerry's background, maybe it's not so surprising that he was really a revolutionary pioneer in reverse mortgage lending. Prior to beginning in the reverse mortgage business, Jerry was also the chief operating officer of San Diego Financial Corporation, which, by the way, is the largest financial bank holding company in the city of San Diego. And he's a very learned man. He was also the professor of finance at the University of Illinois Champaign-Urbana, where he taught graduate-level portfolio theory and undergrad business finance. So I'm sure he was a fine professor. Then we recently learned that we lost the former chief reporter for Reverse Mortgage Daily, a name that many of you are familiar with. Alex Spanko passed away. Housing Wire notes that Alex Spanko served as Reverse Mortgage Daily's primary reporter from 2017 to 2018 before he moved on to cover the skilled nursing industry. And that was for Reverse Mortgage Daily's previous parent company, aging media network. Reverse Mortgage Daily editor Chris Clow noted that Spanko was most recently working for the Greenhouse Project as the director of communications and marketing for that group. They're a nonprofit senior living organization. And Alex's focus was working to advance the hope that senior care across the nation could be improved to reflect the dignity and prosperity that he wished for older Americans, wrote Cloud. Of course, as we reflect on these individuals and their contributions, we remember not only their expertise, but of course, the friendships that many of you had built with them over the years and their commitment to helping others. So this tribute is for them. We have lost them, but we will not forget them. So Godspeed, gentlemen. We have some great news for you this week. Since the beginning of the year in January, we have seen a considerable lag in the production or the publication of HECM case number assignment data. That has just been way behind. And at one point, we actually had the FHA case number assignments for HECMs through October. But then, mysteriously, that report all of a sudden went offline. And this really left our industry with really no yardstick or barometer to approximate just how many reverse mortgages would be or HECMs would be endorsed in a future month. But then in mid-March, the single family production report, as reported earlier, went completely offline, showing a 403 not found error. But after Reverse Market Insight and HECMWorld, and perhaps some of you watching today, had reported the issue to HUD, well, we got a prompt response, and now the single family production report is back online. And not only that, we have data through the month of December, which is great. So this will give us the at least a way of looking ahead a little bit and seeing where endorsements might be. So let's just go down to the end of the report as we usually do. So if you're unfamiliar with this report, when you go to the single family production report, you want to go to the very last page for any given month. And on that, you'll see a breakdown of the case number assignments for home equity conversion mortgages. And it's going to be broke down by the interest rate type, whether it's fixed or adjustable, whether it was for a HECM for purchase, whether it was for the refinance of an existing HECM loan, and how many were first-time takeout. So here's a breakdown. Since October, we had 4,331 FHA case number assignments for HECMs on that month. November went down quite a bit to 3,057. So that's about 1,300 less HECM applications received. And then in December, the final month of 2024, we're down to 2,855 now. This pattern, let's go back and look at some of the previous years, because I think this is what we call the fall slump. Yep, look at that. If we go here to 2023, you got 3,300, you got 2,600, and then 2,200. And we see this pattern really repeat itself in the late fall months. So here we go, October 2023, October 2024. So do not be dismayed, but these are the numbers that we have been looking for quite some time. So there's a working theory that the absence of HECM data when it came to the case number assignments or even the HECM snapshot may be due to HUD's overhaul of their website. And so this I received on the 31st of March, and it announced that HUD was very happy to say that they have a new revised website, which they claim will better serve the needs of the public, who they said nearly half of those who were surveyed were unsatisfied with their online experience with anything on HUD.gov. And if you've been on that site, you'd probably agree. But the press release says that the old site was bloated, redundant, outdated, and disorganized, and it made it difficult for the users to really find what they needed on the site, whether it was related to affordable housing, reporting an issue with their particular residence that is being supervised by HUD. So this is a step forward, and we are so happy to have our much needed data on the website as we just showed you. But we have left you a link on the show notes of the single family production report so you can check it out yourself. But again, great news. We've got some data back, and we're anxiously awaiting the most recent report of FHA case number assignments for HECM loans.